Okay, looks like we're once again here to learn, here to do drugs, here to watch Mitchell feed away the game. Crappa. Alright, where the fuck we at? I don't want to see any of this gay shit.
Your turn to ban.
Very good. Okay, we're gonna go to player perspective, and we're gonna go
Prepare
to
yourself.
my good friend Lori. Alright, so we got Courier, we got Wards, we gave Tangos to me. Feels amazing.
Let's shake things up.
Okay. Walk to lane.
Absolutely perfect.
30 seconds until we are tested by the
So, one thing I would say is that they only have really one stun
I thought
right
I
now,
understood
maybe
the
this low.
nature of the bag.
So you could stand a little bit more
Absolutely
aggressively
perfect.
over here
I
to see if they
do
walk
know
over to
how
place a
this
ward.
all ends.
But it's fine. We got our ward. Easy win. Yeah, at this point, it's like standing here doesn't really get you anything. If you want to, you can stand a little bit more aggressively, like up here. Uh, you stand like up here, you see if they're coming into placing a ward, right? And they're not really going to be able to go on you that easily. I don't know about getting Ether Shock level 1. Maybe that's the build, but that's a question mark for me. I think most likely it's Shackles or Hex, but alright, so you got that. We've got the ward D-ward placed. That's fine. So at this point, you may want to walk up and right-click that Bristleback. See, if you had Shackles there, that could have been at least a lot more damage on the Bristleback. You know? Because at this point, he's not really that tanky. Mitch is Mitching CS. What is this shit? But this is fine. You're in lane, you're getting EXP, which is good. I do wish that you were right-clicking the Bristleback more if you were going to be in lane. Looks like you're going for a pull here. A little late on the pull, I believe. Yeah. You can also move your camera in such a way, like, if you move it like here-ish, right when you start attacking the creeps, then you can see the creeps down here. I believe that this camp pulls at like 11
I'm
and
Gabe Newell.
41-ish.
You've just achieved first blood. Thanks and have fun.
See, you're going for the pulls really late. Yeah, you're gonna want you just put in a range creep. Like that's fine, but if you go for the pull, like at the latest 15, I would say. The other thing you can do is you hang out and get the deny on the creep. Oh, are we gonna get it now? Just keep walking. I think if you kept walking, I think you would have got that one. But you're still working it out. It's all good. Let's go to direct to camera, see what you're looking at. You're looking at me. You're like, what the fuck is this idiot doing here? Missing. Oh, I didn't even miss that CS though. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. Oh wait, I wasn't on your player perspective, Grappa. Oh, this has got to have it. Ah, that was close. So yeah, once you get this pull, just make sure that you are getting denies on the creep because you get experience and gold. See, beautiful, beautiful. And then the range creep is the most important one to get. Slightly unfortunate on that.
They've made a beeline for
And what's
Radiant's
really
bottom
unfortunate
tower.
is your carry did end up dying there. Was that his fault? Let's take a look and see. Right, so we have the Mitch is fighting. Got the double bash. Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
See,
tower is
that's the
under
unfortunate thing. I know you're trying to do this camp, but really it's like it's not really happening
attack.
at level 2. And if you had been in lane, you would have at least gotten the return kill. So that's just something to think about, you know. When you don't get the full creep pull, the chance of them all dying is low. Mitch could have got that if he switched melee, but that's okay. Don't criticize here. Kappa. Let's go back to your perspective. So I'm doing good mid. Let's look at the net worth here. Mitchell, what the fuck, bro? He did die, so that's not his fault. Alright, so right now, I will say that you've got, I need to pause. You've got 3 Observe Awards. Mitchell should not be dying in lane. So at this point, I would leave him alone to feed or whatever. I would just go out and start placing some of these wards. Right now we got no wards top. We got no wards mid. I'm gonna die mid. Dead. I fucked that up. I hit him one more time. I could have lived there maybe. Maybe not. But
Bounty.
so right now the question might be, see, Mitch should be communicating more with you here. I think if he's gonna either go or not go on the Bristleback here, and Bristleback is getting a lot out of this lane, right? All things considered. I mean, he's not getting a lot of last hits because I think he's bad, but he's still getting a lot of EXP. And he could be... Mitchell, come on, bro. He could be getting a lot more. Will, where are you going? No, I'm not getting distracted. Alright, paying attention. DM. Yeah, so we're still working out pull timings. This one, the issue is that these guys, because it's a priest, he likes to cast heal all the time, so he's really slow to leave the camp. So that's kind of a harder pull.
Hello, this is Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing Dota 2.
Fuck.
Double kill.
So yeah, we got a bunch of words. Alright. So this word here, you can actually place it right up here, and if you place it on this little tiny cliff here, you get more height advantage from the word. So it ends up seeing a little bit farther, which is good. I don't hate this. I don't hate this word at all. It's get vision of the rune, vision of the entrance to the jungle. That's fine. But at this point, you can just go on a warding expedition. I mean, you standing here isn't really gaining anything for your carry. But let's go to your perspective. You sack the camp. That's really good. Got another word here. You don't need to place the essential word every time. I think it's fine. It's good. All right. So let's actually talk about this one here. Okay. So Mitch says, "Let's go." What I would do is I would start off. Why can't I click on you? Why can't I pause this? So I would start off with your shackles. Am I gonna have to listen to that the whole time? I would start off with the shackles. The shackles, back when he was... Right, so you're walking down.
I'm afraid Radiant's middle
Now,
tower is under siege.
Your shackle range. Won't show me. Your shackle range here is, I believe, 400. I think it's 400. Anyway, whatever. Point is that when he turns here, we're gonna go nice and slow. He turns there. You are either in range or almost in range to shackle him right here. If you shackle him right here, right, Mitch is able to hit him without any of Bristleback's passive going off. Bristleback's passive, obviously, insane damage reduction. I imagine he's maxing it, right? So you shackle him here, he just takes a shit ton of damage. Your Ether Shock has like, I don't know if it has exactly 0 or not cast time, but it's got really short cast animation. So you're much better off using that to finish him off afterwards, and just shackling him right now to let your carry just pound into him, right? So we play Ether Shock. Now at this point he's already turned, so your Ether Shock does so your Ether Shock did 24% less damage, right? And launched a cool spray hitting poor Mitchell, giving him a stack. But you walk forward, you go for the chase. You got the root here. Now you see the white bar I was talking about. That shows how long he's rooted for, right? Mitchell kind of makes a mistake here by going to the left side of him, where he's facing to the right. So he spends like a full second walking around to the other side of him. But imagine if you had shackled before, and like the range of the shackles is pretty good here. But if you had shackled before, then he takes the... Yeah. So if you shackle him before, Mitch is able to do like probably 2 or 3 more right clicks without having to walk around like he did at that position, right? That means that instead of dying up here, let's say he dies like here, right? If he dies here, then Mitch is not here, Mitch is down here, basically at the creep wave, right? That means when the Spirit Breaker charges in, you guys have more time to react to it. Now, the issue is here, Spirit Breaker charges in. Good kill steal, by the way. So, Mitch fortunately had ult to pop there, so he didn't die. But what you could have done is, if you had been closer, you could have hexed the Spirit Breaker as he charged in, and then Mitch wouldn't even have to ult. He would have been fully okay. As it happens, everything was fine. Smiley smile, no big deal. Looks like they're going for another retard charge here. So, yeah. Now that was a big misplay from Spirit Breaker there, because he stopped his charge before he hit him. If he had just hit him, right, that would have been... Oh, it's 1 bash. 20% times whatever Spirit Breaker's movement speed is. It would have been like 100 magic damage. 100 magic damage-ish on 300 health hero. That would have been pretty good. Right. So you got Wand here. Very cool. Good job, me. So if you had popped Wand there with 9 charges, you got the 10th when you died. But 9 charges times 15, right? That is over 100 HP, right? I don't know if that actually saves you from the Bristleback Bull Spray. Be 40 times. We'll work it out right now. Oh, loud. How are you? So 25. You go up to 150. Yeah, you actually don't have any. Oh, you have 5. I was looking at the wrong thing. So you got 5 quill stacks on you. It's close. You probably die there even if you pop wand, but you definitely die when you don't pop wand. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of thing you're looking for. It's fine. Managed to save Mitchell. Feels good, man. So let's go back to you. Okay, that's fine. The whole engagement was not a big deal. I understand this game you're really focusing on doing jungle pulls, which is a good, really good skill to learn. But the other consideration is when do I want to pull and when do I want to be in lane to help my carry. And this is the kind of game where when Spirit Breakers start charging around,
Tower is under attack.
it's kind of like, oh shit, we really need to like think about like is this value. So right now they're ganking mid. So you don't have your TP on cooldown. This is basically the reason why
Getting off the Dire's middle tower.
okay, well let's talk about this. Yeah, I'll say this first. We'll do one thing then another. So on support, a lot of times it doesn't behoove you to teleport into lane once the laning phase is over. I just did air quotes, but you can't see that. Over. So when it's the laning phase over, that's basically when a lot of heroes start roaming around. So at this point, the Spirit Breaker's been roaming around, but around 10 minutes ish is the time of the game where it's like, okay, everyone is like switching around. If someone's missing from lane, you don't have to like explicitly call it all the time. It's like you understand people are like moving around doing shit, right? At that point, it really behooves you to walk to lane, and then you can, as a position 5 support, then you can TP to another lane if it needs help. So, for example, mid lane was getting ganked, Mitch TP'd there, but obviously you with 2 lockdown abilities, you do a lot more than Mitchell does against mobile heroes, right? So that would have been good, but obviously your TP was on cooldown. Now let's talk about this whole engagement here. So we'll go normal speed for this. So you start off with Ether Shock. Again, I understand using the Ether Shock to harass, and you have max Ether Shock, which I don't know if maybe that's what they say to do nowadays, but I don't know. To me, I think Shackles max is probably the best, although I'm not an expert. Seems pretty good, but so looking at the situation, you're really far up. You're harassing the Bristleback, right? Ether shocking him there, I think, is actually no big deal. I think that's totally fine. But when you hex him, what you're basically doing is baiting your own teammate in, right? So Andy sees this, he's like, oh shit, you're going on this guy. What you could have just done here is just Ether shocked him, right click, right click, right click. Your right clicks do 100 damage almost. That's like a lot of fucking damage. We compare it to Earthshaker, 71 damage. Bristleback, 70 damage, but he's got damage items. Like, I mean, you do more right click damage than Troll Warlord does base, right? Like, this is a lot of damage to be pumping into this guy. Hexing him here doesn't really get you anything because Earthshaker's not really in position to do anything about it. So obviously Andy's high level player, he sees you're going, right? He's like, oh, I'm gonna come in, but then he sees the Bristleback is almost under tower, right? He's like, this is probably not good, so he starts backing up. You double down your commitment with the Shackles, right? For the Shackles, we got 2 3/4, basically 3 seconds of lockdown here. So at this point, he's like, oh shit, you're really going in. He's like, I'm gonna try and help you out here, right? But at this point, it's like, yeah, now you're committed, but you didn't have to be at all, right? This whole fight was just like, why does it need to be? So he's taking damage. Andy keeps trying to fucking leave, but he's like, you're kind of committed. Again, if you had popped your magic wand there, at basically at any point in the fight, you would have had like 17 times 15. That's a lot of HP. It's like 255 or something like that. Wait, and the other consideration I would say here is that because they have a Spirit Breaker, they have the ability to. That's really unlucky. They have the ability to constantly come to any fight.
Dire's middle tower is under
Am I even gonna get this? I don't remember if I got this or
Dire's
not.
structures will be temporarily sliding every
Oh yeah, this is a fine fight.
The beating tusk
That was pretty good.
will feel like a sweet memory
What were you
when I'm
doing?
done with you.
Yeah. Let's go back 10 seconds. So, you're coming in, you see the fights going on. If I were you, I would have walked straight to that fight the whole time. Even to the point where after it was over, because if they try to counter-initiate, you have a really good kind of counter-initiation. Like, they charge in, you can hex, you can shackle, you can lock anyone down. At this point in the game, I've got... How Monkey King works is the more I hit someone, the more damage I do, basically. So it kind of behooves me to have somebody who's shackled. You shackle somebody, I basically just kill them, like guaranteed, at this point in the game. So, that's no problem. We're just farming the wave here, that's fine. Sitting behind your carry, no big deal. Maybe it's time to push. It's hard to push in a Bristleback because he pushes so well. But that's fine. I know where we're going now. Got the double damage. Surely Mitch is like, let's go and fucking kill this guy. So where you could stand here, by the way, is instead of standing down here, if you stand up here, right? You know they don't have vision because you guys sentry work. You can wait for them to. You can wait for the Bristleback to walk forward, right? Like a little extra too far. All right, now see, he's hitting your work here. If you had ward trap, right, or shackles, the either hero. What's he doing? Oh, you attacked the wrong guy. Maybe attack the guy with lower HP. Lol, Mitch. So if you had shackles, the Ember Spirit, basically, under the ward trap, he would have lost so much HP, he wouldn't have been able to come to the fight, basically. He would have had to fuck off. So, and again, you left the fight with a full magic wand. I mean, that's a lot of HP and mana that you get. So, just something to think about. You've also got a lot of wards that you have purchased and not placed. You've not yet gone top lane. One thing you can do is... Yeah, this is kind of the issue with the Ether Shock maxing build, is that your hexes and your shackles are so like short that you aren't really able to combo them that well. Like your hex is like 1 second, and effectively with how long it takes you, yeah. If you had just shackles that guy, Mitch could have just killed him. But because how long it doesn't even say on here, but the cast animation on hex is 0 up front, but it's got a like end lag animation of almost like a full second after you hex. So by the time you hex somebody at level 1, you can't even like get Shackles comboed off of it because the end lag is so long. That's a good pull.
They made a beeline for Radiant's bottom tower.
Still go through the river. So yeah, what you can do is you can give your wards to teammates. So you can give them to either Will or Andy in this case, and they can place them top. It looks like Andy might have bought his own ward to put top. But we got one bottom tower, we got wards up again, might as well push to get the other one, we're all right here.
Radiant has chosen to strengthen their Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This is a point in the game where you've got because you've got Ether Shot maxed, I would pop it on every creep wave you see. Good Shackle. Good ward trap. So at this point they really can't come in because of the wards.
Bottom tower has fallen.
At this point we called it back. So we're kind of fucking off. Get the TP. Alright, here we go. Get the Hex.
Killing spree.
Fortunately we didn't have the follow-up stun. But that's another one where if you had the longer Shackles duration or even longer Hex duration, that could have potentially been a kill, you know? So, just something to think about. Another word.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, we place this one a little defensively here. I think that's no problem. That's fine. I don't know about wasting the sentry ward here. At this point, we're pretty sure they're not. They don't have a word there because they haven't really been over there. That's one of those where you can just save yourself the 100 gold. Just like there's a very, very small chance that they've even been that deep in our jungle yet, but it's okay. That's good. That was really good. That was awesome. Like I said, leading him with the Hex is fine. At this point, really need more levels in it. Got another level in the Hex. That's good. Looks like. Yeah, both of them give you 3/4 of a second in additional lockdown, but I guess a Hex is a little bit more valuable than the Shackles at this point, just because it allows you to combo Hex into Shackles. But that's fine, no big deal. So we didn't go for any runes on anyone. At this point, I would be TPing bottom, definitely, because like. Yeah, that was just unfortunate that you ran into that guy. Yeah, if you had just TP bottom, then we could have actually like had a fight there. Mitch also, if you look at Mitchell, he also had a TP, smile. He did not come. And Will had a TP and he didn't come, smile. So that was unfortunate. It's okay, we're looking. We got some wards to place. At this point, we can start placing deeper wards in our own jungle. And like I said, now that you've got Ether Shot maxed, at this point, you can just like Ether Shock waves. I mean, you basically kill like a whole wave like that, right? So we're gonna go play some wards. Good ward. We got vision entering the jungle. We got vision deep in the jungle, and you saw that they had gone that deep into the jungle. All right, we're gonna talk about this. So you knew they had gotten that deep in the jungle because obviously they had a big fight down here, so they had opportunity to do this, right? So there's a good sentry ward, good D ward.
Dominating performance.
Now, we're going to talk about this real quick. Okay, so as soon as you place this ward, which is 5 seconds ago, or the sentry ward, you saw they had a ward up here, right? So, One. Ah. So you got that. You got that. Now, they had vision of you because you just destroyed their ward, right? So at this point, the first thing I'd be thinking is like, okay, I want to like play it safe, back up, right? Because they got a Spirit Breaker, they can charge me at any time, right? Now we actually saw the Spirit Breaker charge under this tower, so we've got vision of him. Well, starting like here-ish, but we got vision of him for what, 5 seconds? We've got vision of him through here. So we got vision here, and we got vision all the way through here. So right, this is 3,
Radiant's top tower
4,
is being attacked.
5. So yeah, total we got like 6 seconds of vision of him, right? As soon as he's here, go to perspective. As soon as he is here, you can hit Hex, click on his character model. The second he gets in range, he will instantly be hexed and will no longer charge you, right? Once he's hexed and has stopped charging you, right? You can walk away. That buys you, what is it, 2 seconds? That gives you 2 more seconds for Andy to come over,
Dominating, I
cast all his abilities, and he's there within like a second, right? So you potentially even live through this now. That's fine. So in the end, it's a pretty fine exchange, but it's just a little thing to like think about, like, oh well, if I had done this, then this. Okay, I actually have to go for a second, but hopefully when you see this, it will just be a instant scene change. So hopefully as you're watching, it's 1 second.